And today it combines a bit of modern psychology as well, Agnes.
Yes, this symbol was actually brought to the Western world by George Gurdjieff in the 1920s, and he used to teach this symbol in terms of dance. And it was a very spiritual teaching, and everything was by oral tradition. It was only from the 1950s that there's another man, Oscar Ichazo. He actually correlated both the personality systems with this Enneagram figure and developed it together. So as we know, we have, for example, the 7 deadly sins. He actually worked this system into the Enneagram symbol, including 2 more so-called deadly sins, deceit and fear. So we have these 9 types appearing.
2 more sins, oh dear. Now, hopefully these sins don't correspond to personalities, do they?
In the sense of the traditional Christians, they had like the lazy monk, the lustful monk. So yes, they do correlate to the 9 personality types in that sense.
Okay, but what you'll be covering in your workshop now, it's not going to be covering the sins. You're actually going to be empowering people and helping people to understand themselves. You know, so you have to have some self-awareness right now. How does the Enneagram actually help someone to do that, to have better self-awareness and to communicate better with others?
Well, what we currently know as the Enneagram, both the symbol and the personality types, was basically developed in the 1970s. So that included modern psychology at that point in time. And it shows that humanity, for example, coming in as white light, goes through a prism and splits into different colors. So in a sense, we are all split into 9 different types of people when we come in, and we have different issues to work with, different ways of thinking. In fact, the Enneagram, the 9 system, shows a map of all of humanity, all the characteristics and traits of humanity.
So each of us have 9, you know, a bit of each of these 9 characteristics, you're saying?
Yes, we would actually carry the different 9 personality types within us. However, we come in with a basic type. So this is like our automatic pilot. Whatever we do, automatically we'll go to our basic type.
Oh, which means basic is something like the predominant.
Predominant.
We've got one that's stronger, and then there's the other 8 that is lurking about somewhere in us.
That's right. And the current understanding is we are born with this type, and we live with it throughout our whole life.
So we can't change that basic one.
No, the basic one is the same throughout your life. However, for example, if you are a basic number 2, you have 2 wings, which would be the number 1 and the number 3. So at different times in your life, you could actually access more of your 1 wing, and other times maybe more of your 2 wing. Sometimes people access both their wings together, so they're displaying 3 personality types at the same time.
Ah, okay. Isn't there a tail then, if there's wings? We can access the tail as well at some point. Oh, that's interesting. So that presumably you would be able to then harness, right, knowing, I mean, when you know that you are, say, a basic 2 and you have the wings of the 1 and 3, then that will already give you self-awareness, and that will then tell you how to deal with other people, am I right?
Very much so, because when we know our type, we get a lot of self-understanding, a lot of self-knowledge. So it's like a map. You find out where on the map you are currently,